Hello comrades, yes it's me, the Yorkshireman, now living in Wales, and I'm back. Power to the people. So, I've not done any videos for a while because nothing's really caught my eye, which is my interest. A lot of people have been covering some of the more greater issues, which is, well, the destruction and the defall of the UK, and some of the bizarre political things going on, and of course, the world events where it would appear that for some reason the Europeans want to start war again, when not that many years ago they had a bit of a saying, well, we like peace, let's have peace. So I don't know what's going on. Many people have covered all of that. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about the issue I've got with my metering system. So I'm on economy 7 and I've done a video on this, so I'm quite aware of what's happening, and that is there's going to be signal shutdown. And once that signal disappears, apparently my meter and everybody else's meter, the teleswitch meter, will stop working. Anyway, I've had no notification from Octopus, my energy supplier, and because I've been in touch with Ofgem, I do believe they're the ones who should be telling me this, but who knows, I could be wrong. Anyway, so October comes, early October, do my meter reading, and I noticed the night rate hasn't really moved. And I thought, that's odd. I then did the November reading, and what did I find? It's not moved at all. Now, that of course means two things. First off, my heating won't work, hot water is very expensive, and also, if things have gone at the wrong time, it's also very, very expensive. So, being a good customer, I got in touch with Octopus. I emailed them on the 5th of November as soon as I noticed this issue, and I said, night rate tariff has stopped. At that point, 7th of November, they wrote back and said send us a photo of my meter, which I did. On the 7th of November, they replied back to me. They basically said, it might not be, your meter isn't working because the signal, which changes it, the RTS signal, has been switched off. Again, I'm still thinking, well, I've not had any notification. And then all in the same email, they say, but the solution is, of course, is to make sure that you get a smart meter. And then, of course, they go on to say, let's get you sorted out with an appointment. Now, like everybody this day and age, you should be very cautious about what you agree to or what you sign up to, because for many reasons. First off, it might be misleading you. Secondly, it could be a scam, and you might just jump into something because I'm already thinking, this feels like a pressure sales thing. Instead of saying, okay, what can we do? Have you got any other issues? No, let's just get you that appointment sorted out. So, I then reply back and I say, well, in this area it would appear that the signal is still working because my neighbours and other people are still getting some type of signal, so I don't really know what's going on here. And I also, I've sent them the letter and I've said, well, I should be informed because that's what Ofgem have said should happen. Right, I do that email on the 9th, they reply back on the 11th, and though they confirm, as far as they're concerned, the signal, the RTS shutdown, is finished. So that is the reason my meter is not working. And then of course, going all of this, they sort of then still hint that I should get a little bit of an installation upgrade to a smart meter. At that point, I then go away. And now you'll start seeing some of the emails. I go away, I come back on about 25th. And I look at my meter, nothing's changed. Now, sometimes if you complain, things like magic can sort themselves out. Because I still find it odd that out of the two rates, what could stop, the night rate, which is the cheapest rate, stops. I don't get that. Why didn't it stop on why did the day rate not work? Why didn't I just have cheap power forever? I don't know. Maybe somebody else can explain that to me. Maybe that's how the system works, or maybe my meter is broken down. But I don't like odd coincidences like that, you see. Anyway, I then write back to them, and as soon as I get back, I get a reply on 27th of November. And as you can see here, they reply, as I said, 27th of November, and it says, they've offered a solution regarding the teleswitch service. So basically, again, they're sort of still saying the signal's been switched off. And I'm like, right, okay. Now, it goes on a bit, and it sort of says, you know, it needs to be there, need an upgrade of your meter so I can get the correct tariff. Yeah, no problem, I agree with that. But then it also goes on to say, this is a black arrow, I want to assure you that our customer service team has communicated these changes effectively and the reasoning behind them. Well, I'm sorry, I've had nothing at all. But I've told them this already. And if I worked in customer service team and someone had got in touch and said, oh, I've not seen anything, I'd send them a copy of the email, or I'd do a screenshot with a date and a time, and I'd say, sorry, but I did send it to you. You've missed it, right? That's how I'd deal with it. I've still not got anything like that at all. Anyway, for some then bizarre reason, they then send me in the same email the terms and conditions as a bit of a reminder. And I'm thinking, oh, what have I got then? Anyway, I thought, well, I'll take you through them. Now, the green arrow there points out that they can disconnect a supply at any time. Well, I think we all know that. If you don't pay your bill, you get lots of red letters and all that. And then they have to get a court order normally, and then they come and cut you off. Right, okay, or they might, this day and age, it might be something different, because don't forget, I go back in time a bit. And then, of course, the black arrow says to install a smart meter. Well, that doesn't really mean much. That's just a statement, right? That's just a statement, that's it. The bit which caught me eye was the red bit. And it says, if you repeatedly refuse to allow us to install a smart meter, you may not be eligible for our full range of products and services, which may include specific smart meter tariffs, which may be cheaper. Right, the word they're using there is may. So it may be cheaper or it may not be cheaper, and I may be able to access it or may not be able to access it, you see. Now the word may, everywhere you'll see that word a lot. And the idea behind the word is it gets you sort of caught off guard. So, well, what am I doing? So I might as well sign up, because does that guarantee I'll get it? Well, no, it only says you may get it, or you may not get it. See, don't really make any sense. When I see something like that, my approach is, well, I'll ignore the may, and if I think I should be entitled to it, I'll make a complaint, make a nuisance of myself, and I will get that, what I think I should be entitled to. If not, I'll carry on moaning about it. In essence, it's a little bit of a psychological trick to make you feel uneasy, and I personally don't agree with that sort of practice. Anyway, at this point, I then reply back to them on the 1st of December, and I remind them that I did send them the information which I got sent by Ofgem about the signal process, and I also pointed out they've agreed to it. So I make that. Now, hands up here, first time, red arrow, I make it really clear I am unable to use my E7 heaters in winter. Yes, it's cold and getting colder. I should have told them that at the very beginning, but maybe they could have asked. I don't know. So now they know. I also, green arrow, make it really clear that I have informed elected officials in Wales, because I think this is an issue which could affect many, many vulnerable people. And this is based on my own experience of not being told when the signal's going to stop, even though I believe I should be told. Anyway, I get a reply back the 1st of December, and I'll go through it. The blue arrow basically confirms that they can't fix my meter, because it's quite an old meter according to them. So at that point I'll say, fair enough, I'll live with that in a way, but it does sort of go against what I would call best practice, what the green people like these days. But as a Yorkshireman, this is what we did all the time, and loads of people I know always did it. You would reuse something, you would recycle it, you'd pass it on to somebody else, or you'd repair it. You wouldn't go out and spend more money using different resources on doing something new, would you? No, common sense says reuse, recycle or repair it. Anyway, apparently that's not allowed when it comes to smart meters and green energy. It's an odd world, isn't it? And then of course the black arrow goes on back onto the let's make an appointment. Now, interestingly enough, that's the theme of all these emails in one way or another. Sign up, sign up, sign up, sign up. Pressure selling, but via emails, which I do find very odd actually. However, look at the red arrow. The red arrow says, oh, you'll still get your same tariff. Question is, do you believe I'll get the same tariff? I don't know, because I've got a tariff before and then overnight it's just changed. So I don't really believe that, so I need to investigate that. And then the green arrow does go on to turn around and say, if you don't want a smart meter, That's the first time I've heard about this. Well, not really, I know I can refuse to say it, but in my correspondence. At this point, I then replied back on the 4th of December, and the main bits of the red. And I do say to them, I find it a bit odd, the red arrow should I say, that they're not willing to use green practice as in repair, reuse and recycle. I still find that odd. However, I also point out on the black arrow, very beginning, that they've shown no caring or empathy towards my situation of unable to access my heating, which is true, they haven't. Remember, I sent 1st of December, they replied back on the 1st of December and ignored what I told them. So at this point I get a reply back. Remember, in all of these I've said, well, I've had no notification. This one's dated 4th of December, so they're really fast at replying. Blue arrow, they say they don't have a list of the exact areas where this has occurred, as it is being managed by Ofgem. Right, now remember, oh, maybe I should add that I did ask Ofgem for a list of the areas. I've not got that email yet. They then go on to the green arrow, which says they are a green company, but government policy and practice says they must use new things. So I'm thinking, oh, so you're not that green then. And then the red one is interesting because what they turn around and say, this is the first time I've told them, I'm referring to the 4th of December email, that my heating's not working. You're wrong. I told you on the 1st of December and you still didn't show any empathy. It's only because now you've picked up on it for whatever reason. And then the black one is, they still want to get me a meter. And then, most insulting, as far as I'm concerned, purple, is a turn round and they say, literally, that I have refused to accept the solution. No, what I am trying to do is find out my options and understand what I might be signing up to. That is what all customers should do and best practice. Right, comrades, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment of your own experiences, and if you live in mid-Wales, tell me what's been going on there. So, this is part 1, part 2 will follow soon. Thank you for watching.